They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over. People go. They can feel it all over. Today I am going to teach you how to play one of the most fabulous, iconic, fun, exciting, brilliant songs that was written by our beloved Stevie Wonder. This song is steeped in history. It is fun as heck to play. It sounds really difficult, but Sir Duke is going to be what we're tackling today. I'm Brenda Earl Stokes. I'm the owner and creator of Piano and Voice. With Brenda, I make creative and practical resources to help you become a more versatile musician. So Sir Duke, when you listen to it, you might be thinking, there's no way I can play this. This is way too hard. Their whole intro part is too hard and the end is fast. It's too hard. What I'm going to do today, as I do with all of my tutorials here on YouTube, is break it down for you step by step. And yes, there are a couple of things in here that are tricky, particularly that instrumental interlude, but I'm going to break it down for you. I think you're going to realize it's not as hard as you thought. I'm also going to show you some ways that if you decide you want to modify it to make it a little bit easier, if you're not as experienced on the keyboard, I'm going to show all of that to you. Sign up to get a free lyrics and chords printable for today's tutorial by going to pianoandvoicewithbrenda.com/Sir Duke. You'll get it delivered directly into your email inbox, and you'll be able to make notes on the tutorial and have something fantastic to practice with, absolutely free. So let's get started. Studio mode activated. Here we go. So the first thing we're going to do is go through the chords. And this song is in the key of B major. And so what I always like to do, especially with a more challenging key like B, it says B Ionian here. That's another name for B major. And what you can do is just take a moment and kind of look at what's there. And you could play the scale up and down just so you kind of get the lay of the land for what to expect. The first chord of this song is a B major triad. We're going to play this in root position and a lot of the chords in root position. The next chord is G sharp minor, followed by G major, followed by F sharp major. So let's do that again. B major, B, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp minor, G sharp, B, D sharp, then G major, and then F sharp. Okay, so it goes. Music is a world within itself, with a language we all understand. 2, 3, 4. With an equal opportunity for all to sing, dance, and clap their hands. And then the last chord that you see here, it goes hands, and it's an F7 chord, F-A-C, and this should say E flat, but my app isn't always totally accurate. So it's just a standard F7 chord in root position. Okay, so let's do that one more time. Music is a world within itself, with a language we all understand. 3, 4. With an equal opportunity for all to sing, dance, and clap their hands. F7, okay? So the next little sequence, what we would call the bridge, is going to go, but just because a record has a groove, don't make it in the groove. Okay, so we're going to be moving a lot of things around, and I'm going to show you this in 2 versions. The first one is just triads, totally fine. The second version is going to be 7th chords. All right, so what it starts out with, it's going to be going down and up by half steps like this. So it's going to go from an half steps, E, E flat, D, D flat, la la la. That's it. But just because a record has a groove, don't make it in the groove. You see how it follows the melody? So if you know the melody pretty well, but just because a record has a groove, don't make it in the groove. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go down, and then we're going to come all the way back up, okay, to F sharp. But you can tell right away at letter A when the people start. Then we're going to go F, F sharp. You see how that? But you can tell right away at letter A when
when the people start to move. Boop. And you're going to play the F sharp again. Okay? So let me show you how we're going to put this all together. And again, these are just triads in root position. That's all it is. And we're just moving down and up chromatically. So if this is challenging, then this is good practice for you. No one ever died of this. That is for sure. So, but just because a record has a groove, don't make it in the groove. But you can tell right away at letter A when the people start to move. Boop. You're going to play the F sharp again. Okay? So we're going to level this up only if you want to. Each one of these is technically supposed to be a dominant chord. Okay? But instead of playing a dominant chord in root position, the melody is actually here. So I like to reinforce the melody. This means that we're going to actually play the E7 chord in third inversion it is. So root position, first inversion, second inversion, third inversion. So we're taking that triad we played before and we're putting the seventh underneath it. And that's a whole step below the bottom note. And so we're going to just practice these. Every note is going to be going down chromatically, right? And then it's going to come down and then come back up. See how that's all I did? Is that every single one of these notes is all moving down by a half step, by a half step, by a half step, and then up by a half step. And so you might want to take a few minutes to practice this through, but let me show you how this goes. But just because a record has a groove, don't make it in the groove. And then we're going to go bop bop. But you can tell right away at letter A when the people start to move. Boop. Remember we did that? All right. So let's do this little bit closer to at tempo. And again, your hands might be tired. You may be thinking sevenths, yikes, this is challenging. Play the triads. Who cares? Literally, who's gonna call and complain? Right? Stevie Wonder's never gonna hear you play this. He'll be fine. He'll be like, wow, that's nice. I'm glad you're learning it. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. But just because a record has a groove, don't make it in the groove. Bop, bop. But you can tell right away at letter A when the people start to move. Just like that. All right? So then we're going to play the chorus. They can feel it all. Now this is going to be weird. It's an F minor 7 chord, and this should say F, A flat, C, E flat. So again, apologies for the app, but it goes from a B major triad to an F minor 7 chord. And it's funny because the F minor 7 really has nothing to do with the key of B, but Stevie's ears are so big that he had another thing that he was thinking of harmonically here. And boy, are we ever lucky he did that because it sounds great. So it's going to go, they can feel it all over. Then we're going to go to an E major 7 chord. They can feel it all. Now we're going to C sharp minor 7. And all you're going to do is your left hand is going to switch to a C sharp and your right hand is going to keep playing that E major 7 shape. So you were going from E major 7 to C sharp minor 7, like with a 9 in it. And all you're going to do is your left hand is going to switch to a C sharp. And that's it. E major, C sharp minor 7. And then the final chord in this line is F sharp 7 sus. And you might say, well, what the heck do I play for that? Keep your right hand the same and play an F sharp in your left hand. You see how I did that? And look at what it says over here. F sharp 13 sus. What? Well, this is just sort of a nice everything but the kitchen sink version of F sharp 7 sus. Okay? So you're going to play E major. So keep that shape in the right hand. Change to a C sharp in the left hand. Right hand stays. F sharp in the left hand, right hand stays. Look at that. So we're going to go, they can feel it all over. They can feel it all over, people. They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over, people. You see how we did that? And that's the whole song. That's literally everything, because we just have another verse that we need to do with the same chords as we played before. So I'm going to go on now. Obviously, the interlude is not there. I promise that's coming up. But I want to get you playing this accompaniment strategy first. So the groove of this is, again, super unique, super interesting. And I found a way of adapting this for the piano. So it's going to sound very, very similar to the original recording. It's definitely the closest that I could come up with that isn't like impossible to play, because again, we don't want to be doing things that are extremely difficult because you're going to have to sing on top of this too. So the way that you're going to do this is you're going to be doing root, fifth, root, fifth in the left hand. So it's our typical pa. So root to the fifth, to the root, to the fifth. And then we're going to go to the G sharp minor 7, root to the fifth, to the root, to the fifth, and the G, root to the fifth, to the root, to the fifth, to the F sharp, like that. Okay? G sharp minor 7. Then the G. Then the F sharp. All right. So let me show you what the right hand is going to do, and then I'll break it down for you, I promise. Right? So this sounds about as close as I could get to the original recording to be able to play between the two hands. So what are we doing here? We're going 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and 1 E and a 2 E and 3 and 4 and bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba. So I'm going to do it just tapping. This is the thing I like to do. Left, right, 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 left, right. And all of them are just basically upbeats and downbeats. I did something very similar with the No Woman, No Cry, the reggae arrangement that I show. I'll leave it up here if you want to get used to that. So this is similar to the reggae one, except the first one you play in your right hand is slightly late. So it's actually a 16th note late. Da ba do 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 ba boom ba do ba boom ba boom ba do ba do ba do. So can you hear that first articulation in the right hand is fast? And so all I'm going to do is go root, fifth, root, fifth. Then the next chord. Bum ba do ba do ba do ba doom ba doom ba do ba doom ba do ba do ba do ba doom ba ba do ba do ba do ba doom ba do ba do ba do ba ba do ba do ba do ba F and F. F7. There you go. All right. So let me sing and play this for you, and then I'm going to show you a fun little tag that we could do at the end of each phrase. So let me show you how I'm going to put this together for you. Music is a world within itself, with a language we all understand. Then I'm going to go bum, 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 bum. So 5, 4, 3, 2, B, right? With an equal opportunity for all to sing and dance and clap their hands. And all I'm doing there is following the rhythm of the song, of the melody. Hands. But just because a record has a groove, don't make it in the groove. Bop, bop. But you can tell right away at letter A when the people start to lose up. They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over, people. They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over, people. And for the C sharp minor 7 to F sharp 7, you could go bum ba doom ba doom ba doom ba. You could do that, or you could go doom ba doom ba doom ba doom ba. The thing here is to not get too hunkered down by the details, because again, like, there's no test. I'm not going to hear you play it unless you want to send it to me to listen to. That would be great. But there's nobody grading this. If you want to mess around with it a little bit, like, who's going to sue you? Like, again, Stevie's got bigger fish to fry than all of this kind of stuff. So Now we're going to work our way through the intro and this interlude, okay? The first thing is I don't want you to panic. Don't panic. I say it in a way that makes you panic. It's actually, once you understand how this is put together, it's not nearly as big of a deal. So we're going to start with the intro, and it goes ba, 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 ba. Bum, bum, ba, da, da, dee, da, da, da. Bum, bum, da, 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 dee, da, dee, da, da. Now let me show you how this works. Remember the first few chords of the song. B major, G sharp minor, G, F sharp. All this is essentially outlining each one of these chords. So you're going to go ba, da, da, da. So that's the B major triad, and we're just doubling the root on top. Boo, ba, doo, ba. Then it goes bo, ba, doo, da, bo, ba, doo, da, da. Then it goes to the F sharp. So let's try that. Do, 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 do. That's the right rhythm. Ba, da, da, da. And then it goes ba, ba, da, 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 da. But what happens is there's a little lower neighbor for these middle two notes. Bop, bop, be, da, da, be, ba, doo, da. So we're just taking the B and we're going half a step down. Dee, da, da. And then we're taking this D sharp and we're going da, da, da. And then we're going up. So we're going bop, ba, dee, da, da, dee, da, da, da. Then we're doing the same thing for the G. Bop, bop, be, da, da, be, da, da, ba. Do you see? Dee, do, dee, dee, do, dee. Those middle two notes, we're going to their lower neighbor. Bop, bop, be, do, da, be, do, do, ba. And then we're just landing on an F sharp. Bop. That's it. So it goes ba, 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 ba. Ba, ba, be, da, da, be, da, da, da. Ba, ba, be, da, da, be, da, da. Ba-da. 2, 3, again. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, ba, be-da-da, be-da-da-da. Ba, ba, be-da-da, be-da-da, ba-da. Then you're going to go be-doop, beep. You can go down here too. Be-doop, bop. You see how it's just down a little lower neighbor? Ba-doop-da, ba-ba-doop-ba-ba. Music is a world. You see how we did that? Be-dee-bop. Ba-ba-doo-ba-ba. Okay, so that's the intro of the song. And again, I'm a video. Rewind. Do it again. Do it a couple more times. But remember the way I broke it down, because if you just try to do this by ear, your head might explode and that would be very messy. Now we're going to move on to this interlude, and I get it. I totally understand that this feels like it will be very difficult. And, let's not get diarrhea over it or anything. It's tricky. But if you think about one simple process, then you'll be all set, okay? What I want you to practice, this is the pentatonic scale. It even says it right there. Look at my little app doing its little magical thing. So it's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 in the key. And that's what the pentatonic. Pent means 5, like a pentagram has 5 sides. And so what you can do is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and then. And all I'm doing, don't worry about the fingering too much, but I'm just going to play it up and down a little bit with my right hand. Just so I can get used to this, because this thing, this pattern, this line that Stevie writes in here is totally based around the pentatonic scale. And there are a couple of passing notes, but literally there are 2. Okay? So we're going to go boo-dee-da, boo-dee-da. So we're going to go ba-ba-da. So that's 1, 3, 2, da-da-da. You see that? Boo-bee-ba, ba-ba-ba. Then we're going to start down here. Ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba. Now here comes a little passing note. Da-da-da. Let's do that. Do-da-da. Da-da-da. Then we're just going to go up. Ba-ba-da. And then the little passing note again. Da-da-da. So it goes ba-ba-doo, 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 ba. right, so let's take it from the beginning. So it starts out with bop. Bo da da, bo da da, bo ba do, do ba do ba do bop, ba da da. Then we're gonna work our way down the pentatonic scale. Da 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 da. You see how I did that? G sharp, D sharp, F sharp, C sharp, D sharp, B ba do da, C sharp, B da da, D da da da. So let's do that one again. B bo ba bo 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 D ba. Dee ba do da. Notice I'm using some pretty decent fingerings here. Do the best you can because it's just going to be what it's going to be. And if your fingerings are tangling up a little bit, it doesn't matter. For now, I just want you to see if you can get this line pulled together. Okay? So let's give that a go. Beep bo beep bo. Beep ba ba do boo beep ba do da. So let's take it from the beginning till there. So it goes bop, bo dee bop, bo beep bop, bo ba bo dee ba do da, ba do da, ba da da, ba 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 do boo bee ba do ba. Then we're gonna go ba ba boo bee bo do bee do boo dee. So all we're doing is we're just taking 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. Ba ba boop beep ba doop be da do da. You see how we do that? 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 6, 1, 6, 5, 6. And then we keep going down. Be do be dee boo dee ba do be da da da. Try that. See how this is probably the trickiest part. Ba ba boop beep ba do be da do da. Ba do da do do da da. Now we're gonna learn the last little bit, and I'm gonna start on my second finger. Ba ba do ba do ba do bop boo ba bop boo ba bop boo ba, and then it goes ba bop like that. Okay, so again, you can play this through as many times as you need to make sure that all of your bits and all of that is going on. So let's try the whole thing. Bop, boo dee do, boo dee do, bo ba do, ba ba do, ba do da, ba do da, ba do, ba do, be bo ba do do, be da do da, ba be bo do, be dee do dee do dee. This is just the pentatonic scale, remember? Bo ba do ba do ba do da do da da do da da do da. Okay, I'm going to do it a little bit quicker and in time. 4, 1, boo dee da, boo dee da. And good for you. Rewind it. Do it like 10 more times. Come back tomorrow and practice it. Now I'm going to do it at tempo. 3, 4. Bum. Ba-dee-da, ba-dee-da. Da ba da ba doo dee da doo da. Okay. Take your time as you need to work out all the kibbles and bits of this. It is tricky, but it is really not as bad as it could have been if Stevie decided to be like crazy with different chord scales and stuff, which he could very well have. So we may as well just thank him for not making this worse to play than it already is. So I'm going to do a playthrough of the entire song. And with my playthroughs, I cannot promise you that I will not play anything outside of what I showed you. I will probably fill in some little bibs and bobs, but it will also give you some more ideas of things that you can try. So again, you can refer to this video as many times as you like and check it out. So get your lyrics and chord sheet out. We're ready to go. All right. Music is a world within itself, with a language we all understand, with an equal opportunity for all to sing, dance, and clap their hand. But just because a record has a groove, don't make it in the groove. But you can tell right away at letter A when the people start to move. They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over people. They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over people. Go! Life just won't quit. But here are some of music's pioneers that time will not allow us to forget. For there's Basie, Miller, Satchmo, and the king of all, Sir Duke. Duke voice like Ella's ringing out. There's a way of making lose. They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over people. Go. They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over people. Go. They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over people. They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over people. And that's the whole song, right? Now, was it perfect? No, it wasn't. I'm sure I will get some comments from people about the mistakes that I made. That is okay. We are human here. But is this not an awesome arrangement of this song? If I do say so myself, I think you probably couldn't get much closer to the original, being able to play it solo on something that's reasonable to sing over top of. So I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. If it was, please leave me a thumbs up. Leave me some like positive vibes in the comments. I could take that. That would would be so nice. And also let me know of some other song suggestions. I'm always curious to see what people are keen to learn. And, I'm putting a nonstop, never-ending to-do list of songs to do on here. If you want to know more about me and my work, you can check out my website, pianoandvoicewithbrenda.com. There I share a plethora of fantastic information and show you how you can work with me. I do have some space every week for private students. I have a pretty busy studio that I see people via Zoom. And I also have this really amazing membership called the Versatile Musician. It's an all-inclusive membership that includes courses, video tutorials, all about songs like similar to this, or lots of courses on piano skills, musicianship, music theory, you name it. I have loads and loads of folks in there who have started out as YouTube subscribers, but really wanted to dive deeper and have one place to access all of their material. So if you want to learn more about that, you can check out theversatilemusician.com. Thank you so much for watching. Happy practicing, and I'll see you next time.